Okay, now we're going to get the Windows 10 installers to work in this network boot environment. And to do that, we're going to use ipxe. Now, ipxe is a sort of alternative to Grub. It has menus and all sorts of good stuff. And we're going to replace Grub with ipxe by using this chainloader command. Now, the first thing to do is to actually get this ipxe.efi, and to do that, you go here, which is going to be in the comments, in the underneath. You go here and download a zip file. I've already done that, so it's in my downloads. There it is, and expand that, unzip it somewhere suitable, like here, and in here we have all the files. So we're going to have to make that and build it, but before we do that we have to download a library. Just needs one library that's not standard in Mint 20. If your distribution has other libraries missing, it'll certainly tell you, and you just have to install them one by one, but that's the one we need now. So okay, we're in the right place, so just paste that in and run it, and needless to say I've already done it. So we've got the library ready. Now we need to make ipxe.efi. Copy that. Of course I have actually already made it, so this is going to be pretty quick, up to date. When you first make it, it could take a while, because it has to compile all the source files, but I've already done that. So we now have in there we have ipxe.efi. Now notice that that was going to go in a directory called ipxe. So on the server I made a directory called ipxe, and I copied it there. Now the way to do that is source, and down here you will find, okay, so I did it by sorted by date modified, which pops it up to the top, so there it is. Just copy that into the var server. Okay, so that's ipxe made. The next thing to do is to configure dhcp to actually use it. And the way we're going to do that is this is saying, well, it's just a class. This is saying anything that comes along as UEFI, boot the grub file, which you've already done. But if somebody comes along which is UEFI and the user class is ipxe, then send it, give it an IP address, but also send it ipxe boot UEFI ipxe. So let's have a look at that. Should be here. Here we are. And it's a little menu. It doesn't give you any options. It's just going to go straight into wimboot, which we're also going to have to download. And it's also going to use these BCD, the boot descriptors, and a startnet, which is we'll have a look at later, and boot.wim. Now, sort of working backwards, boot.wim was the Wim file that we created in session 6, about session 6, which included a lot of drivers and things like that for the network, and I think also Wi-Fi. So use that one. Now that will be on a Windows system, so you just copy it over. It's going to go into a directory called sources. Wait is a file which will be in the comments. Here, it allows it's an alternative to pings, which tie up the network and everything freezes. So this wait just uses time and is more efficient. So it's going to, well, it's actually going to stop, even though it says it's found the server. So it is going to ping for the server. It's looking for 192.168.0.1, which is our IP address, which if you've changed, is another place you need to change it. So that's startnet.uefi, and you'll see that startnet.uefi there is copied over as an initrd, initialized RAM disk, but it's given the name startnet.command, so it overwrites the one that's in our boot.wim file, which when we created was more concerned with USBs. Then we have boot.sdi. Now these two files, BCD and are on the Windows ISO that we downloaded in Windows, incidentally, so you're going to have to copy those over too, in the boot directory. So finally, there's nothing for it, we've got to get wimboot, and wimboot is also part of ipxe. Here's wimboot, and it is compiled, so you can just sort of download it. You can use download from here. So download that and copy it into the root directory for our server and wimboot with all the other ones. Okay, so that's the system already. The only thing that remains is to restart the dhcp server with all this extra information in it. So we just do that. And just check it's okay. Which it is. And we're ready to boot a client computer into UEFI and run up Windows pre-execution, Windows PE. So we're going to boot UEFI. I'll just pause it, and we get the menu. And now we're going to try. Now we're going to do the Windows installers. So here's ipxe replacing grub. It's found net 0, which is the network card, so it's configuring that, and it should shortly download things. There it goes, BCD, and everything else, including boot.wim, and now it's starting up the Windows ipxe environment, and it will run that startnet script. There you go, startnet, and first thing it'll do is look to see if the so this is another environment to see if the network is up and it can see the server. So far it hasn't. Oh, there you go. No, it's actually found it. It's going to stop a couple of services. This sort of interferes with it. And there is Windows PE running. So the next thing to do is it's actually to mount a share. So we're going to have to install a file Samba, a sort of file server. Could be done on Windows, of course. It doesn't have to be on the same machine as the boot server. But we're going to do it on this Linux boot machine next time. Okay, thank you.